Just got back from my morning walk. It's a beautiful, brisk morning. Finished feeding the dogs, and I thought I'd shoot a video on this new hat I picked up recently off of eBay. It's a Wigens Magee. The color is called camel. It's made out of a Donegal tweed, and it has flecks of brown, black, and tan in it. It's a really cool color. I like it. And it's a Wigens, and there's a tag there. It says Magee. Again, this is a newsboy, baker boy style cap. I've really kind of grown partial to this type of cap since I started wearing them. The cap I'm wearing now is my Muckross Irish driving cap, which is a very similar style cap. I've done a review video on this if you'd like to learn more about it. But I thought I'd show you the Wigens here. This is probably, of all my caps, my favorite cap. I really like this hat. Yeah, it's a really cool cap. Where it differs from my Muckross cap, which I like quite a bit, is the brim on this thing is, and also the Stetson cap that I did a review on. The brim on this thing is bigger. It's a lot wider and curves down around more. And I like the look that gives. As a comparison, I'll show you with the Muckross here. You see the brim on this one isn't as big. And I love both caps, but I really like this cap. This is a really handsome cap. Again, it's a Wigens Magee. You know, another reason why I'm making this video is I wanted to discuss this hat stretcher I have here. It's called the Ball Cap King. I got that off of eBay, off of Amazon. And the reason why I'm discussing it is I'm always on eBay looking for good deals, and I look at hats and different Filson products and dog stuff, and you get really good deals on stuff on there sometimes. And I came across this Wigens cap. I wear a size 58, and it was a 57, but the cap was dirt cheap, and I was like, oh, it's just a size off. And I knew, because I've had this for a long time, and I've used it to stretch several caps, that I could easily stretch this cap up one size. I mean, I could probably stretch it up 2, maybe 3 sizes if I did it nice and slow over a period of a couple of days. But these hat stretchers are really awesome. If you ever need to stretch a cap, I'll show you how it works. Oh, and the reason why this particular one, you see, it has 2 different sizes. It has a big end and a small end, and that's because you can use this big end for flat bill caps. You know, to keep the bill flat, you put this up towards the front of the bill. And for a curved bill cap, you put this end up. You know, one of the nice things about this hat stretcher there are lots of different ones that are very similar in this. This one is really heavy duty. This thing here is very thick, and some of them they're kind of flimsy, and you have to use a wrench. And yeah, I really like this one. And I've used it on many caps. And I'm just going to install it in this one here so I can show you how it works. So what you do is you would center it in your cap like that, and then you just sit and you turn this thing, and it stretches these two things apart, and you do it till it's tight, and you let it sit there. Now, if you read the recommendations on you get with the thing, it tells you to let it sit overnight. Don't do that. If you stretch it too much, you're kind of screwed, you know. I mean, then you have to reshrink it. And so I stretch it till it gets a little tight, and I'll let it sit for 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes, and then I take it off and I put it on my head, and you'll notice it'll be loose, and I'll just wear it for a bit, and the cap will slowly kind of stretch back to your head, and after a little while it might start to get tight again, and then you just go through the process again, and you just do that over and over again. Do it till it gets tight, let it sit 5-10 minutes, take it off, put the cap on and wear it, and then just let it slowly shrink and form to your head. And you know, sometimes it only takes doing that once or twice. Sometimes I have to do it a few times over a period of a couple of days. But again, doing it that slow method, you guarantee that you're not going to overstretch the cap, you know. But these things are super effective if you're somebody who has a lot of caps, or you buy a lot of caps. You know that sizing can fluctuate a little bit. Some will come a little tight, some will come a little loose, and it's always better if you get a cap that's a little tight, because it's much easier to stretch a cap than it is to shrink a cap. And so when I came across this Wigens cap on eBay, and I saw it was a 57 and not a 58, that was almost a good thing, because I knew, again, it would be much easier for me to stretch it and get it to perfectly fit my head than you know, having to shrink it down. And I do have videos on how to shrink wool caps. It involves boiling some water, dipping the cap, not the brim, but the band in the upper part of the cap in the water for 5 minutes, and then I put it in the dryer and take it out and form it about every 15 minutes or so. And again, you can find more out about that on the video that I produced on that. But again, these hat stretchers for stretching hats are great. Often, if you're going to buy a cap used off of eBay, if you do have a hat stretcher, sometimes you're almost better off, I think, going a size down, because again, if you're buying a cap, you're not going to be able to return it, you know, when you're buying it on eBay, and it's super easy to use this to shrink them, or to stretch them. But again, this is my Magee from Wigens. It's one of my favorite caps. I really like this style of cap. I'm kind of excited. Boston Scally released a new Baker Boy style cap yesterday. I'm curious to see what those are going to look like. Again, because this is I think probably my favorite cap type. With the other Boston Scally caps, I would say this is probably a cross between like their 8-panel Peaky and a single panel cap. Just the way it looks. Profile wise, I really like these Newsboy style caps. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell down below. You'll get email notifications when my new videos come out. See ya. Alright, so I thought I'd come outside and show you the cap outside. Again, it's still early morning, so the sun's not all the way up, but again, the lighting's a little different than in the garage. Again, it's a really handsome cap. I like it. It's the Wigens Magee Newsboy style cap. See ya. Thanks for watching. Check out our merch store down below.